let's now look at handling audio, sound, in a web page. That's the whole target of this video. It's just about sound. We need to use the audio element and several attributes. So how can we get sound into a web page? Well, basically audio and then source and then the name of the file and then /audio. Okay, that's it. That will bring in a sound into the web page. What's the problem with this example? Well, you can't hear anything. It'll bring a sound into the web page. It's in memory, but it won't play it. So how do we play it? All right, we have to add a little bit more. We have to add another attribute, autoplay. So as soon as the web page loads, it will load the sound file and then it will play the sound file straight away. So let's check that by running this example over here. Works fine. Okay, I'll stop it now and then we'll carry on. Okay, so, oops, let's forget this little thing here. So basically that was the autoplay. Basically we told the browser, bring in a sound file and then immediately start playing it as soon as the sound file has loaded. All right, what else could we do? Well, I have no control over the sound file so far. I can't restart it or anything like that. No problem. All the modern browsers have audio controls. All right, so that's another attribute. Bring in the sound file, show the user some controls so they can play and rewind and fast forward and change volume, the sound. Okay, so that example is here. It should work if I try it right here. Yeah, no problem at all. This is provided by the browser. Okay, that is the controls. I could jump around, jump to the end, change the volume, all of those things, simple stuff, but I'm just going to stop it right now and move on to the next example. Okay, what else could we do? We could loop things. Okay, we could loop things. Why is that useful? For example, maybe you have a game and it's got some background music and you only have 2 minutes of your background music, but the game goes on for 10 minutes. Okay, then you have your game system like this. You say start the system, start the audio and keep looping it. Every 2 minutes it will start it again, again if the sound is 2 minutes long. Okay, so keep repeating, might be useful. And we have a simple example here. Loop, loop, and it's going to loop and loop and loop for infinity until I stop it. All right, that was simply the loop attribute right there. Full screen. Okay, let's carry on. What about older browsers? Because those kind of things we just looked at, they were really for most recent browsers, and sometimes some people don't quite have the most recent browsers. Maybe they're using like a mobile phone, which is a few years out of date. It cannot be updated, things like that. So it's wise to do some things kind of specially. One sensible approach is to use MP3 format sound. It's supposed to work in all browsers. It works pretty good on PCs and Macs, but in the mobile environment, it does cause some problems still. But still, that is a good target to start with, MP3 format. And how can you handle these older browsers a bit more professionally? So, for example, instead of it just not working, you can actually get those older browsers to actually show a little message. And the way you do it is like this. This could be sound or audio. It could be actually any HTML tag. So you have this tag, whatever the tag is that you're trying to get working, but you know it won't work on some older systems. So you write the name of the tag, and that will work for the newer systems. For the older systems, they will ignore that tag because they don't understand it, because they're like 3 years out of date. So they ignore this and they ignore this. But they do pick up a simple paragraph in the middle. So older browsers, not very good browsers, not very complete, they'll pick up the middle, but the newer browsers will ignore the middle and they'll just use the start and end. So that's how you handle older browsers. Nothing to do with sound by itself, but actually it's a general method. All right, let's move on. There's an example. So there's sound, and then for older browsers or not very good browsers, not very complete browsers, there's a message. That message will not be shown in the newer browsers.